What did you do over the weekend, Laz?
A lot of hard work. Had my son in here for 6.5 hours.
Jeez. It is a totally different shop. I walked in, I was honestly stunned a little bit. All right, fellas, so I want to start off this episode here answering a couple of questions that you guys had. So both Laz's and George's truck are the same year, 2011 Silverado, both 5.3 liters. So on the last video, Laz's was bone stock with the exception of had a drop-in Canon air filter. So now the heads that we have here are a stock ported 243 head. We did run into a problem, something that we did not at all foresee or have ever had this problem before.
Spark plug?
Yeah.
Ran in all the spark plugs. Ben was running the last one. It went 3/4 of the way in. It just seemed like it was getting tight too quick. You could actually look down at the head and see that it was sticking out further than the rest. So these heads were off of a truck that got in an accident, and that cylinder was actually the one that got hit by the brake booster. So hopefully the head's still okay. It passed the machine shop, but I'm just gonna chase it. I had to cut a chaser in half to extend it.
Man, those headers look good in there. All right, guys, a couple other nerdy details. Some of you guys wanted to know exact cam specs on what we were doing here. So this is a little bit of a larger cam. In fact, it's a lot bigger than the old stick you're running there, boy.
Way bigger.
Yeah. So it's actually a 227 242. It's a Brian Tooley Stage 2. And that is for 614 592, but a 122 plus 6. So it is designed for a positive displacement supercharger. It has a good amount of duration, however, very wide lobe separation, so no overlap. So it's not really gonna have a bad odor. It is gonna sound kind of mean, but it is gonna behave really, really well. That's actually smaller than the typical cam we'd recommend for a 6.2 liter, you know, anything with an LSA. Now Georgie here, on the other hand.
Pretty small cam.
Yeah, smaller
216,
cam.
220.
Yeah. And actually, I ran that kind of cam in my 99 Silverado. It had a turbo like eons ago, like 10 plus years ago. Laz's is definitely going to have a little bit more top end. So it's really going to be interesting how both of these guys' setup totally plays out. Laz should have all the bottom end, but the heads are a little bit different, and the cam should make a little bit more top end. George's camshaft, it's kind of hurting him a little bit on the bottom so much, but the top end of the turbo, man, I can't wait to see these things roll out, really see what the end result is. All right, so a couple moments ago, we had a little scare here. The little tool that Laz kind of fabbed up, we basically took a thread chaser and you welded on basically what, like a 1" 3/8 extension or something like that?
To get in that LS style cylinder head.
Yeah, and it is a little tight there because now he's having to reduce that down to a 1/4 inch, and it was not starting. So, got her started now. All is well.
You can see like where the anti-seize is not disturbed.
Yeah.
So it made it like almost all the way in before it starts to get tight.
Dang, boy, you're going heavy on the anti-seize. Oh.
I put extra on there to try to easy get this.
You guys do this type of thing a whole lot. Sometimes we see too much anti-seize. If it gets boogered up on there, it can really create a misfire, and we've seen it freak out an O2 sensor. So really taking it back out, spraying it down with some brake clean, put it right back in, it works just perfect. If you have anti-seize in there and it's from years ago, it should still be doing its job.
It was our little, we had the hex on this, is actually still hitting the head, so I just had to cut that down.
Really could use a lathe. If anybody knows any really good deals on a lathe, hit us up. Might definitely be interested. All right, well, that time it went in, no problem. Sorry I missed it. We were having a little conversation.
It bottomed out like it's supposed to, though. Nice and easy turns until a sudden stop.
A sudden stop.
Sudden stop. Because when you start getting tighter and tighter is when it gets scary.
All right, well, check that off the list. Let's get to the rest of it. We got a lot to go. We got a dyno tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, not tonight?
All right, let's do it tonight. Come on. Man, I can't get over that floor. Another thing that you guys had recommended was taking the wheels off. Well, we had already done that. On the hood, though,
It hasn't been an issue at all.
I didn't think so either.
We pull them off a lot, and like older V1s or GTOs, yeah, I hit my head on. But so far, so good.
And heck, we wouldn't have this fantastic ambiance of this light if we didn't have the hood there. Barnacles? Where's this thing been?
It's a Florida truck, man.
Oh, by the way, check this out. I was on the way in just a minute ago, okay? Saw something, didn't put the 2 and 2 together here. Saw Mustang, and I saw somebody getting pulled over. And by the time I got to it, it was the Mustang with the blue lights on it. Brand new 5.0 state trooper rolls out. totally unmarked. I'm like, dang,
Mustang 5.0 cop car?
brand new. Y'all watch out now, you hear. Ton faster than a Charger. All right, so cold air plan right now, we're going to borrow a used CTS-V2 cold air intake. That's a 4.5-inch intake of normally what we would run on that. The mass airflow from Laz's is gonna go right in there. Pop this guy out and go right in there. I was thinking we had to take the mass air from that side and bring it over here, so
Yeah,
no.
but we gotta extend the wires. We're pre-stripped already.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Got
Yeah, that is a little sad. So you're trying to put some lume on right now, right?
Clean that up.
That harness is always just hanging out in the way. Now, sometimes we have zip tied that up and it stays out of the way, but it's just, I think we talked about it, we never did it, and we're already back to putting it back on pretty much. Pretty close. Got a couple minutes until we could probably fire this thing up, right, Laz? Huh?
Down. Get there.
A little bit of oil.
Laz, do I sense some excitement? Whoa, 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 whoa.
Not much, but I think
yeah, a
it's
little.
there.
It was a little bit. There was something. There was more than
Holy crap, you hear that?
anything other than monotone. This is.
Jump up and click my heels together.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to see that actually. I'll give you $10 if you can jump and click your heels twice. Come on, let's do it. Some of you guys might be interested here, even on a naturally aspirated application. We did put in some NGK BR7EF plugs. That is a colder plug because we don't want to have spark knock. And hell, we gotta dump this fuel, dude. Have you thought about that?
Yeah, I got a Jeep out there that needs some fuel in it.
Okay. You even run that on 87 octane?
It runs on anything.
Ugh, makes my
It's a
skin crawl.
Penn-Star motor.
So we got to get this fuel out here. We're going to put some 93 in there, and actually we could probably run the E, right?
It's got the factory flex.
Okay. So is that that's the virtual then?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to put in the real deal. Hey, look at that. The loom looks so much better. Looks so much better.
The Norman approves.
You guys ever seen Hall Pass?
Dude, yeah.
After you say so much better, after you say that, and you've seen that movie, it just changes you forever. You can't unsee that.
I remember that. I feel so much better. Oh yeah, I remember. You guys should check that part out. Just YouTube that part.
Oh, we need another loom right here.
And the ABS
Oh,
wires.
yeah. Freaking me out, man. Oh, by the way, also, so this is not a truck throttle body. This is off of an LS3 based car. So that could also be 2009 G8, 2010 Camaro, all that stuff.
08 and that Corvettes.
So that's a 90mm throttle body going from an 87. These are all small little incremental gains. Oh, I also meant to mention about the intake. So you, mild porting? Not really?
Not even, just clean up.
Okay. As you get an older vehicle, it is very, very common. You're gonna see something that it just builds up a bunch of grime and stuff. I mean, think of it like as you get older and if you weren't really running yourself hard, you're gonna have a buildup in your arteries and all that type of thing. It's not even really a portrait, it's just a cleanup.
It had so much oil in it, like it was just dripping out, sitting on the bench.
Yeah. So if you guys ever have anything off like that, it is part of the power equation. We also do have some of our Mylar on there, so we're not going to be heat soaking the intake manifold as much. So between getting all the oil out of the intake manifold and all that grit and grime and all that, it is going to flow a little bit more, but also be less likely to spark knock. Also with our spark plugs, these are all little itty bits and pieces why this is going to be a more powerful combination. Not going to spark knock. Guys, we are so grateful for Cove for supporting us and helping us out with this. All right, fellas, I'm going to very briefly break this down real quick here. Some of the mods of what I've done to Laz's truck, going from near stock to what it's going to take to be able to get this thing to run and idle on a fire up tune, and then to the dyno. All right, so let's go from the beginning right here. So we're going to command a higher idle speed here. I got about 100 RPM higher than what we had there. 700, 725. All right, so some of the stuff that we've done down here is going to make it descend back to idle more gracefully because that cam is generating less vacuum and thus it's going to want to stall. We're also going to command it a little bit more airflow. So that is a bit more than what we had in some areas. We do have a larger throttle body and it is ported, so it will be able to have a little bit more leaked air, but a small amount. We got his throttle response going to be greatly improved right here. So we got our virtual torque up here, and this is going to be a brief shot in the dark. We got some other areas that are a little bit funny, not exactly the smoothest, but we're going to smooth that up a little bit. But this should be a vast improvement over what was stock. So we're pulling out fuel there, kind of through these lower loads, and then at heavier throttle it should have more. But we'll smooth that out as we go. All right, so we dramatically changed Laz's fuel map here. This map should have somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 some odd % more fuel easily because we're running a 4.5 inch cold air intake. We cut out a bunch of fuel on some startup areas, so that was adding as much as 17% under a certain threshold. We cut out a lot of startup fuel, and we have a different commanded air fuel ratio. This should be targeting close to 13:1, whereas before we were targeting almost 12:1. Changed a lot of these spark parameters around here. We definitely changed a number of things that are knock parameters so that this thing is going to be less likely to spark knock. Changed our wide open shift RPM, changed some torque management in the trans, and we got his fuel system ramped up quite a bit more, so it'll be able to throw a little bit more pressure at it. So that right there is the quick and dirty of what we need to be able to do in order to get this thing to run and drive. I'm gonna go load this tune up here in a minute. Let's go see what we got.
Putting that base tune in there, boss man.
Sir, yes sir.
Looking pretty good so far.
Oh, I'm about to find out.
Double laptops in here right now, dude. Stuff is getting pretty serious. Is that a hickey on your neck?
No.
What? Oh yeah.
Let's not talk about that. All right?
Oh, I get it now. Ah,
You just mommed me.
good for you, dude. Hey, should we take this weather strip, man?
Yeah, we should.
Should, right?
I was thinking about it, and we are going to be generating a lot more heat. This one, I think you got to pull it like so.
Ah,
We're
like
going
a
to do without
snake.
Laz looking.
Yeah. Oh,
No.
what's going on, pal? No, those don't go back. He's catapulted it back there.
Just fire it up, or do you want me to run it over with full pack disconnected, or what?
Just fire it up.
Just
Well,
send it,
all
man.
right then. My kind of party.
It's gonna shake them Cove speakers right off of there.
Hey, check that oil pressure sensor.
This isn't the one off the truck, so that might be bad.
So that's not the oil pressure sensor that was in the truck, huh?
No, it was the front cover I've had laying around my house. Or front cover.
Valley cover?
Valley cover, yeah.
Probably had a bad sensor in there, hopefully.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Really hope it's the sensor, though.
Yeah, that would have really sucked. Having to tear down and figure out where the oil pressure leak would be. What do you think, George? All right, they got the whole exhaust on this thing, and we're getting ready to put it on the dyno. However, we got to get that 87 octane fuel out of there. So we have a way where we're going to remove the trader valve, get that in, and we're going to go bleed some out. We have different means of doing this, but this is what we feel is probably going to work the best for the moment. Now, one other thing that we really wanted to try as well, since we have these really big, fat, heavy wheels and tires on there, Georgie's got another set of wheels that we might try at the very end of the dyno session to really show you guys the difference of what the weight and the correlation to how much power that we're going to be losing. I did.
Ooh, that cam!
That's not bad. It's really not that loud.
No, it's not that loud.
Not that quiet! My man!
It's not that quiet though.
Dude,
Gotta get
you know
down.
what? You can tell it's the same mufflers as Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Not bad. I like
Ain't
it.
even bad in there. Yeah. Inside the truck ain't gonna be bad at all.
No, it's fine.
Dude, speed engineering for the win. Really, really happy with that.
I got a smile.
He never smiles like that. Hey, Or, I'm so happy for you.
Dude, it sounds so sick.
All the time working on everybody else's junk. Oh, look at the blow by. It's not so bad.
Not too bad, dude.
It's like small smoke signals.
Sound good?
see me on camera, I'm eating. True story.
At least it's a salad. You're eating it slow, like you had a couple pieces of greasy pizza first.
Dude, it's quiet anyway.
No, probably not. Yeah, you gotta keep that AC off. Let that thing chop. You know.
Can't be like you.
No, you gotta turn it on. Watch it. It don't sound as good. Oh, not cool. Not cool anymore. See that?
He's been waiting for this for a long time, and he definitely deserves it. So let's, this thing sounds pretty rowdy. Let's hope that its performance matches the way that it sounds.
Dang! What's that, 283? Huh?
Third horse, first pull.
First pull, 100 horses. Dang, son. Oh yeah, dude. 313 all day.
Dude, that was only 5,400 RPM. I shut it down because it was so rich. Went from one end of the spectrum to the other, so let's get that under control. I really did command a heck of a lot of fuel pressure on here. I'm trying to stretch your fuel system, but dude, we're looking so good. It's not even funny. Like, that really just started to pick up some steam right there too. So yeah, next pull, let's look forward to that one. That's gonna be the good right there.
We're going after George's 350 NA power.
Dun dun dun. Whoa! 338!
Hey, hit the 330.
Dude, holy crap! Holy crap, dude. 303 torque. Dude, like it was nothing.
It's making some steam. It's like feels really good there.
That's my tuner. That's your tuner too, man. 338 with them big tires on there. Oh man, old Black Betty is ready to rumble. Bam, bam.
That air fuel picked up, look at that. Maybe 40 wheel almost, dude. Just on air fuel and a little bit of timing right there. It's loving the timing too.
Now I'm shaking in my boots.
All right, come on, lads. 350, come on.
350 would be sick. What'd it make?
342.
160 almost?
Just about, yeah.
Dude, look at that smile.
Yeah.
Give it. It's only here for about 10 more seconds. Enjoy. Heck yeah, dude. Dang, 342.
That was 6,400 RPM too, so it's got some steam. It wanted to keep on going there for sure. Try and swap wheels and see what happens, just so we all have a good understanding of what it does. So we'd have to weigh one of these, and we have to weigh one of the other ones too. What do you think?
For the science.
We gotta do it. That is a substantial amount of weight right there. All right, well, let's try one of these guys I'm standing on here. Whoa.
60.
Wow.
30 pounds.
All right. All right, according to my guess from way back in the day, I think that could be 30 horsepower. Just gonna have to wait and see.
Gotta figure it out.
It could be as much as 60. Now, at least on that was 1 horsepower per pound on a C6Z06.
And then a burnout. But I need these for the burnout truck now. You can't have all of them.
40 horsepower.
That looks familiar. Where would you have found that?
We got this magical quartz screw.
Plus it'll make more power because those came off the burnout truck.
They already scrubbed a lot of the rubber off.
For sure. A good 30 wheel horsepower.
Yeah, yeah. And I probably could have revved it out a little higher. Let's look at exact points. So right there, there's 31 horsepower right there. For all you guys that hear me talking about wheel weight and all that other stuff, this is why. Definitely a major factor right there. And I mean, you guys hear me talk about it all the time, unsprung weight. And I mean, it honestly, I don't know how it sounded to you guys, but I mean, to me on the dyno, I could definitely feel the difference. Like, it was a rapid increase. How about that, Laz? You hear it?
Yeah, you could definitely.
Yeah, I mean, not only because it's not as tall of a tire, but less rotational mass. It's impressive.
It's like having gears.
It is.
I don't know why I came. Every time I go on the street doing Jeremy, it makes my stomach hurt.
Every time we go through that stop sign, I think about the time I almost killed you.
Me too.
I think the first year was like 40. Wow. I mean, second year, that's actually rolling pretty good.
Dude, it sounds good.
After top third of first feels really good.
Dude, what do you think, pal?
It's good. I like it.
Feels good, right?
Yeah.
It's a real bro and bro truck now.
What's really neat is that this 5.3 is now kind of putting down the power of what my wife's Escalade did with bolt-ons, you know, which is a good number, honestly. A 6.2 direct injection, so something that's literally like, you know, next generation and bigger motor. That's nice. That's competitive, you know. It really does feel like that too. It moves. Light them up. I didn't think it would do that.
It wouldn't do it before.
Hey, she's trying to spin them 35s. Holy crap, dude.
Speed, yeah.
Little second gear banger.
It does spin in a second.
Look at him, look at this guy. Oh man.
Alright, we're gonna have to take this to the track. You gotta do better than a 12 this time, for sure.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Sounds so good.
Tell you what, so cruising crossed the bridge last time this morning. 70, 80 miles an hour, no problem. Where before you're like, come on, come on. Yeah, it was just struggling before.
Whole new truck. My man, that was decent, huh?
Not bad.
35s, dude.
Good.
Dang, when that thing has the LSA on it.
It's gonna do all four.
All four. Look, he don't know how to act. Can't get enough of it.
Not too bad for old girl.
All right, buddy. Super glad you got this. Finally.
Fun little truck now.
Heck yeah, man.
Got
Definitely.
the ponies there now.
Yeah, everybody pitched in. Got the job done pretty quick and
Yeah,
problem free
painless,
too,
yeah.
man. That was awesome. We're gonna try and go back to the track here and see if Laz can do better than a 12-second 8th mile, which it definitely feels boatloads faster. So Laz, I'm gonna pitch it to you. You're gonna pick a song here,
I don't
bud.
remember who sings it though.
Black Betty had a child. Blam, blam, damn thing gone wall. Blam, ram jam.
Well, guys, there you have it. We'll be back. We've got some more projects coming at you very, very shortly. Thank you guys for watching so much. God bless you. We'll see you next episode. Oh, also, do please check out some of our merch. Definitely helps us do projects like this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that.
Sit. Dory, wait. Dory, sit.
Make her sit.
Dory, sit.